Mr. President, as we know, President Biden has been talking the last 30 to 60 days about Bidenomics. And I think it would be fair to say that because so many Americans are struggling to support their families, that President Biden is struggling to explain what he means by Bidenomics. I think most fair-minded Americans, based on the year and a half and a few months that President Biden has been president, understand what Bidenomics is, because they understand at this juncture what President Biden believes in. Not only what he believes in, what he's done. Bidenomics, to most fair-minded Americans, is bigger government. Bidenomics is higher taxes. Bidenomics is more regulation. Bidenomics is more spending. Bidenomics is more debt. Bidenomics is also inflation. But let me say that again. First and foremost, Bidenomics is inflation. Inflation, President Biden's inflation, history I believe will demonstrate this, is a cancer on the American dream. It's a cancer on the American dream. Since President Biden has been president, electricity is up 24%. There's your Bidenomics. Gasoline, I'll just quote you from Louisiana, is up 65%. Eggs are up 39%. Potato chips are up 25%. Bread is up 26%. Coffee costs 30% more, thanks to President Biden's inflation and Bidenomics. Rice is up 29%. Flour is up 25%. Milk's up 18%. Ice cream, 18%. Chicken, 23%. I could keep going. Let me give you a few statistics to put those numbers in context. The median household income in my state, Louisiana, is $53,571. The median household income of an American family nationwide is $70,784. So Louisiana median household income, not individual income, household income, about $54,000. Median income throughout America is about $71,000. In my state, Bidenomics and President Biden's inflation is causing my people, the average family in Louisiana, an additional $757 a month, not a year, a month. That's $9,084 a year. So imagine in Louisiana, if you're at the median household income of $54,000 a year, that's you and a spouse and children, and all of a sudden, in the past year and a half, under Bidenomics, you've got to come out of pocket an extra $9,000 a year. You're making $54,000 a year to support the family, and now all of a sudden you've got to come out of pocket. You've got to find an extra $9,000 just to tread water. Where are you going to get that money? Maybe you saved up a little money from the stimulus checks, but that's probably gone. Maybe you have a savings account that you set aside, but that's probably gone now too. Maybe you've got a couple of credit cards, but you've maxed those out. Maybe you have a dream of sending your children to college and you have a college fund. You've already had to dip into that, and there's no end in sight. Now, that's the experience of the people in my state from Bidenomics, and I think that's the experience across America. That's why I say that inflation, President Biden's inflation, has been a cancer on the American dream. And I can tell you in Louisiana, my people are getting really good at barely getting by. And there's no end in sight. Now, I'm pleased to be able to say, Mr. President, that the rate of inflation has been coming down. And I hope it keeps coming down. Our last inflation numbers showed that you've seen them reported in the media. Inflation is now at 3%. That's sort of accurate. It is at 3%. But the reason it's at 3% is primarily because of the fall in the price of gasoline. Gasoline is still high, but the price of oil has come down because our economy and the world economy is so weak, so there's less demand for oil. But more important than overall inflation is what we call core inflation. That's what most economists look at. They look at core inflation. Because core, C-O-R-E inflation, looks at inflation without looking at energy or food. Because energy and food can both be very volatile. Core inflation is at 4.8%. And it's been very sticky. Still way over the Federal Reserve's targeted 2%. But it has been coming down, and that's good news. But what does that mean? All it means is that the rate of increase in inflation has been slowing. When you have inflation, let's say at 8%, and you get it down to 6%, that means that you have reduced the rate of increase of the prices. The economists call that disinflation. That doesn't mean that prices are going down. It just means that prices aren't rising as rapidly. And if we can get core inflation down to 2%, that does not mean these high prices that I just quoted are going to go down. That would be deflation. I regret to tell you, Mr. President, and I think you know what I'm saying is accurate. These high prices are permanent. We're going to be stuck with a 24% increase in electricity. Even if we can get inflation down to 0%, these high prices that have been caused by Bidenomics are permanent. We're going to be stuck with coffee up 30%. I'm not going to reread the list. That's why I say that inflation, the major product of Bidenomics, has been a cancer on the American dream. Now, my people in Louisiana need every dollar they can get right now. Average family making $54,000 a year, now having to find an additional $9,000 a year, and that's not going to change. Their only hope is that it doesn't get worse. So So I want to call the attention of my people to tax refunds. A lot of my people get tax refunds. They get money back. They have money withheld from their paycheck, and oftentimes it's too much. And the state of Louisiana and the federal government owe them money in the form of a tax refund. And sometimes my people in Louisiana are busy earning a living. They get up every day, they go to work, they obey the law, they pay their taxes, they try to teach their children morals, they try to do the right thing for their children. They get busy, and sometimes people forget to claim their tax refunds. So I'm here today, number one, to try to explain Bidenomics and tell the people in Louisiana and the people in America, I'm sorry they're having to go through this. But number two, I understand every dollar counts. And please, please, please check and see if you are due a tax refund. For example, I'll start with the state. The state of Louisiana is holding almost $12 million, $11,574,249 that is owed in tax refunds to the people in Louisiana. 15,461 people are owed a tax refund, and they haven't claimed it. The average refund is about $750. You need to claim it, I say to my people. You need to claim it by August 28th. If you don't claim it by August 28th, you won't lose it. The money will be transferred to the Treasury Department, become part of what is called the Unclaimed Property Program. And then you just have to fill out more paperwork to get your money. So if you think you have a tax refund due from the state of Louisiana, go get it by August 28th. It's worth checking. All you've got to do is go to the Department of Revenue website, revenue.louisiana.gov, revenue.louisiana.gov. Now also, my Department of Revenue, thank you for doing this, just sent out letters to every one of these 15,461 people to whom the state owes a tax refund. Our Department of Revenue sent them a letter. Please open that letter. Don't throw it away. This includes individuals and business women and businessmen. All you've got to do is open that letter, and there's a voucher on there. You just fill it out and send it back into the Department of Revenue, and you'll get your money. So please do that. You earned it. Now, at the federal level, it's a little more complicated, to no one's surprise. At the federal level, I tried to get the information from the IRS about how much is owed to my people in terms of federal income tax refunds. You won't faint with surprise, Mr. President, when I say it's hard to get them on the phone. And when we did get them on the phone, they said, we can't give you that information. If we told you, we'd have to kill you. And I want to encourage them to check to see if they have a federal income tax refund. Here's what you need to do. You can call them if you'd like, but lots of luck, okay? Go to www.irs.gov/refunds. www.irs.gov/refunds. And you can check to see if the IRS owes you a tax refund. You're going to need your Social Security number, of course, or your taxpayer ID number. You're going to need your filing status. They want you to tell them the exact amount of your refund. They have all that information, but they want you to tell it to them. Just don't argue with them. Just go ahead and do it based off your tax return. And you can make a claim there online and give them a reasonable amount of time, and you can get a check from the federal government as well. I used to be the tax collector in Louisiana, and I can tell you for a variety of reasons that a lot of people, not just Louisianians, all across America, forget to claim their state income tax refund and or their federal income tax refund. So I hope they'll take advantage of this. I'm sorry. I just want to say to them, I'm sorry that the federal government has let them down. I'm embarrassed about Bidenomics. I'm sorry about this inflation. There's a cancer on the American dream. I'm afraid it's going to be with us a while. I hope I'm wrong, but if we succeed in getting that rate of inflation down to 2%, that doesn't mean prices are going to go down. I wish I could sit here and tell you that. These higher prices are permanent. What we're trying to do is just stop the increase, stop the prices from going up so fast. So I hope you'll take advantage of this information, not just in Louisiana, but all across America, and go claim your tax refunds if you're owed them. Madam President, I yield to my friend and colleague, Senator Sanders.